Although this may seem like quite an easy thing to do, I feel like a lot of people do struggle with this. So what I'm going to show you today is how to apply foundation the correct way. So we are going to be using my MAC Studio Radiance foundation today. My shade is NC38. And I'm going to be pairing it up with my MAC Studio Radiance Luminous Lift Concealer in NC20. I have already got just a little bit of concealer on my lids. That's it. So I'm going to do the rest of the face for you. Now, there's no particular reason that I'm using these two brands. I just thought I'd change it up like I like to do, just so that you guys can see what different products look like. But usually all the products that I use in my videos are products that I already do like, unless I'm reviewing something, in which case I will always be transparent and let you know. So I have already got my skincare on. I don't have any primer on, so that's what we're going to start with. In order to get a really good kind of flawless base to your foundation, you do want to make sure that your skincare is correct. So obviously you want to use whatever your normal skincare is, which is tailored to your skin type. Just because I'm using a certain brand doesn't mean that may be the one that works for you. But I am going to be using my SHISIEDO Revitalessence Skin Glow Primer. I do want to keep that little bit more of a dewy finish to my skin, which is why I'm using a kind of like glowy primer. But I do really like Shiseido, and also this particular one I'm kind of loving because it has SPF 25 and it also is infused with some good ingredients like niacinamide, and it's one of those primers that also kind of like makes your skin look better over time. So it's kind of like a skincare primer. It also has fermented kefir, which I'm not too sure what that does in it, but you do get a smoother base ready for your foundation. It kind of locks in all the moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I'm just smoothing this over my face. There you go. Let's just get a nice even finish. I always like to apply everything on my skin kind of upwards. So usually I would kind of apply my concealer before my foundation, but I'm going to do it the other way around today because I really want you to see how the foundation applies when there's nothing else on the skin, as in no coverage. So first thing that I'm going to do is apply some of this foundation to the back of my hand. Now, honestly, I would recommend that as opposed to kind of like, you know, putting it over your skin like this and then using a brush to mix it. If that works for you, fine. But if you're really after the most flawless finish and the best possible kind of soft focus airbrush finish to your skin, then put it on the back of your hand first and then use your brush to apply it. Now, you can use a beauty blender if you want to apply it. That's completely up to you. I would say for a little while now, been applying my foundation with a brush if I'm applying my concealer afterwards. If I'm applying my foundation after my concealer, then I will always use a sponge, because once you've got concealer on your face and then you go over with foundation, if you use a brush, you're just going to move everything around. So you want something which is just going to bounce onto the skin and give you a airbrush finish, which would be a sponge. But we haven't got any concealer on the skin. We're going straight in with the foundation, so we're going to be using a brush for that. So I'm going to just put a pump of this on the back of my hand. Now, what you want to do is get a brush which is not that traditional flat foundation brush. You want something which is quite condensed, or kind of in between fluffy and condensed. So not overly condensed, like I don't want a brush which is so stiff that it's more or less like the edge of a sponge. I want it to have some fluff to it and quite a kind of big head. Now, I use the BK Beauty 106 brush. I think this is a great brush for foundation. I don't even know if it is meant for that, but I love it for that. I don't really read what the brushes are for. I always kind of like go in with the brush that I think is good for that particular product. We're going to go into this foundation now, not all of it, just taking a bit of it to the side. I'm going to buff the foundation into the brush. Can you see how I'm just slowly getting it all over? Now, at this point, you shouldn't see any foundation on the brush. It should just kind of like just look like it doesn't actually have anything on. That means that you've really primed your brush well. So what we want to do next is we want to start buffing this onto the skin. Now, I would always recommend starting from the middle and then working your way out, because generally we tend to need a little bit more coverage along the center of the face as opposed to the edges of the face. So you can start from the forehead and work your way down, or you can start from the cheeks. I like to kind of like just start from the cheeks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buff this. Now I'm just bouncing this brush over the face. Now can you see we've got that finish, that transfer of foundation, but it's not like a whole blob of it. There's not like a whole load of it. So we're gonna go ahead and take this to the other side too, because I feel like there's more than enough that I could spread out. I don't need to keep dipping back into my foundation. Okay, we're gonna go over the nose. This is where you can take it into the forehead now. So you actually don't need a lot of foundation. As you can see, I've not even dipped back into my foundation on the back of my hand, and I feel like this is actually going to be enough. So I'm going to take this into the sides of the face, and this is where just whatever's on the center, I'm kind of like taking it to the outside part of the face, the perimeter of the face. I'm never kind of dragging back and forth, I'm just kind of pressing. And then on the jawline is when I actually take it down. There you go. Now we are kind of done with the foundation. What I want to do next is get my concealer, and this is where I am going to be using a sponge because I want that nice airbrush finish to the concealer, and because concealer is a lot more, like it's a much more thicker consistency, so when you are using a brush you are more likely to see those kind of streaks in the application. So I've got my concealer here, which again is NC20, and this is a really nice brightening concealer. I put it on the back of my hand just to kind of get that nice even finish so that I'm not going in with a whole blob. And then what I'm going to do now is apply it in the obvious areas where I usually kind of like get my coverage but also kind of like lift. So I'm going to apply it here and here. It's actually pretty crazy how amazing the coverage is with this concealer, because I remember when I first used it, I didn't think the coverage was going to be as good. I thought it was going to just be all fluid and go everywhere, but actually it's a really nice texture. So I'm also going to go here. That will be more than enough for me. I'm going to get my sponge and I'm going to go here first. Now all I'm doing is just bouncing the sponge over. That's it. Keeping that where it is. And then here. Okay, now to the under eyes. And we're just gonna like buff this in. Now because our concealer is a little bit lighter than our skin tone, I am going to go over with a little bit of foundation, and that's what I want to show you, is that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, is the foundation before or after the concealer? It's honestly down to your own preference, but if you were to apply your concealer last, then I would always recommend going over with a little bit of foundation. It just kind of like stops it from looking so disconnected. Like at the moment you can really see that brightness there. It's quite bright and it's obvious where I've applied the concealer. What we want to do is make it less obvious but keep that coverage. So we're going to take a little bit of the foundation that I had left over on my hand, and we're just going to press over these areas. And this is going to help to just dilute that kind of pasty finish from the concealer. There, I'm much happier with that now. So that is how you apply your foundation, but obviously everything else that you do on top helps to kind of like determine how it looks. So we're going to go to our setting powder now. I've got my Huda Beauty banana powder, which is what I use. Okay, I'm gonna get my powder puff. This is my Laura Mercier one. I'm just gonna press into the powder and then into the back of the hand to make sure there's not a crazy amount of powder going on my skin. We're gonna do the under eyes first, just to make sure that sets and we don't have to worry about creasing. This really does kind of ensure, well, it does kind of like, it's the deciding factor of how your foundation is going to look, you know? So it's either going to look really patchy, or you're going to set it well and it's going to kind of look a lot more just airbrushed and flawless. Now, if you wanted to, you can use a brush to powder your face, so you can just dust it on, but I like to use a sponge because I feel like it lasts longer on my face throughout the day. Then what I do is I get my brush and I just took whatever was left on my hand and I dust the powder away. Now, a quick thing that I want to add, when you first set your base with your powder, obviously it's going to look really matte. You've got to give it a little bit of time for your natural oils to come out, for it to look a bit more lived in, but initially it is going to look super matte. So that's just an FYI, you just got to remember that. Like, don't think that's how your face is going to look all day. But if it looks like that initially, then that's a good thing, because it means your base is going to last really well all day. So I just dusted off whatever was left on the under eyes. Now that is our base done. After a little while, it's going to look a little bit more kind of dewy and the glow is going to come through. And I can tell, because I've used a glowy primer, a glowy foundation, a glowy concealer, like that luminous is it, that luminosity is in there, that I can see that when I usually set my foundation, when I use like a matte finish, foundation and concealer, it looks a lot more matte than this. Like, I can still see the most subtle glow coming through, which means give it about an hour and it's going to look really nice and healthy, but it's also going to last all day. Let me just quickly do some finishing touches so that we can see what this actually looks like. I'm just going to sculpt my face. So I'm using my Veil brush and my Fenty Island Ting, and we're just going to go ahead and just add some kind of shape to the face because it's looking a little bit flat. And I feel like by now you should be able to see that it's not as matte as what it was. And I'm just going to go beneath my jawline. So now you can see exactly what my face looks like after it's settled down. And the reason I wanted to kind of like add all these extra bits on, like, it's primarily about how to apply your foundation, but it's also about kind of letting you know, because this is a common question I get asked a lot, like, how do you get your skin to look glowy and healthy, but still have your makeup last all day? Well, this is what it is. A lot of it is down to patience, because people assume they're going to get that result immediately. As soon as they've applied their setting powder, they look at it, they're like, oh my God, powdery, looks a little bit dry. What the hell, that's like not what I wanted. But what they don't realize is your skin isn't going to look like that all day. Yes, you might need to maybe reduce the amount of powder you're using, but you've got to let it settle down so your natural oils come out. And then you can make the most of that nice glowy foundation that you've applied. So hopefully now you can see the glow is kind of very subtle, but it will eventually come out even more, but it definitely doesn't look super matte and cakey. So I really hope that this has helped to show you exactly how to apply foundation to get that really nice soft focus airbrush finish. Don't forget, I do have an online publication called the Beauty Breakfast Club, where it's a really nice, amazing beauty community, and I love seeing you guys over there. I have two versions of subscription. One is free, which gives you access to most of the site. The other is paid, which means that you only pay the equivalent of getting yourself one coffee a month, and you get access to the whole site as well as a chat room for us, and it's pretty cool. You get extra newsletters too. And I have another YouTube channel, which is primarily my podcast that I host with my husband, along with the odd few vlogs thrown in. And if you want to know everything that I've used in this video, head on to my description, because everything will be there with all the links, including some discount codes. So make sure you take them, like make note of them and click on the links below to get the most out of that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.